Hey kids, today we are going to start a new assignment. This one is going to be a variation of a project we've done a ton of times, and that is going to be the senior yard sign. Every year, the district and the Teachers Association come together and purchase yard signs for each graduating senior. If you think to my classroom, along the top of all the walls, I have senior signs hung up from all the way back to 2009. The neat thing about all these signs is they are designed in our class. So one of you students are going to end up designing the senior sign for this year. In addition to getting a fancy picture with a sign taken by me, you also get a little blurb in the newspaper about yourself. And I have a link there to the 2018 winner. I was not sure we were going to do this project this year, so I've been holding off on it. I was contacted by the administration this week, and they would really like to do it. If you see the due date here, it does say next Friday, May 1st, but you'll really have the weekend also to work on it if you really get into it. And I can accept these all the way up until Monday morning, May 4th. Why such a short deadline? Well, don't tell anybody, kids, but the admin plans on driving to each senior's house and putting one in their yard or apartment. How fun. Now, what do these signs have to say? Well, they're going to be a little different from most years. Usually, we have a graphic we're going to put into them and some other neat stuff. We're not going to do any of that. We're working with Inkscape Extension here. This isn't a full-blown version of the program, so we are going to do a very, very simple version of the yard sign. The sign still has to say a couple of things. It has to say North Royalton, NRHS, No Row, whatever you want. It just has to identify it. As you can see in this sign, it's right there. It has to say, congratulations, seniors, not graduates. This is going into every senior's yard or apartment. It doesn't matter if they're graduating or not. So just remember that. It's congratulations, seniors, not graduate. Next, you'll need the year in there. 2020, something to that. That's it. Those are the three things it has to say. One note on here that isn't the thing the sign has to say, you'll notice this box right here. This box is where we write the names for the student. It doesn't have to have it in there. We've had plenty of years without it, but I'm just pointing out that's what it is. I like it, and I'm going to design it on mine. You do not have to do it on yours. Everything else is going to be up to you. Again, this is a little different times right now. I'm going to allow you to be very creative. Now, some things to note. This is a little easier than you think. The sign itself is really a colored piece of cardboard, and then we print ink on top of it. So if you look down here at the sign, it's a purple cardboard, and we just printed ink on top of it. And that's essentially what we're going to do when we design out our sign. So you only get two colors. This can't be like 14, 15 colors. You get a background color, and then you get a top color. That's it. Cannot be anything else. So keep that in mind. The graphic size does not matter. At the end of the day, whichever one the administration likes, I'm going to work with that student to really make it into a viable proof to get printed. So don't worry about it. It's just as long as it's close to a rectangle, that's all we need. That right there is the basics. Let's go ahead and design one out to see what one really looks like. Let's take a look at Inkscape. This brings us to our Inkscape extension. I do apologize that the extension has so many ads here. As you can see, I'm a big video gamer and they are trying to advertise Call of Duty to me. As you kids know, I'm a huge Fortnite player. No booing. So these ads will not work on me. First thing we're going to notice when we open up here is this rectangle. Remember, this is just an area to help us lay out things. To make this a little more usable for us, we can go File, Document Properties. We're going to change it to inches. And this is going to be 17 by 11, which is what the sign is. That's our background. A lot of this project is just going to be working with layers. Layers are just stacking different images on top of each other. They're not very hard, and they're pretty easy to put in. Our first layer is going to be the color of the cardboard or the color of the sign. Now you can pick any color you want. Just as a note, we are sending this out to a printing company, so they don't have all the colors in the world. You can be pretty general with it. You don't have to get down to the Pantone color purple we use at North Royalton. You can just use purple. Now to add a layer, I'm going to come here to Layer, Add Layer. And I'm going to call this one Background. You will see it came here, and I can actually click to a layer here. I'm simply going to take the rectangle, and I'm just going to drag one out here. Now I said I didn't want mine black, I want it purple. So I'm just going to come down here, click purple. That's it. Once I get this in, I can start putting stuff on top of it. And I just add another layer. Let's call this one text box. This is that white box where you can add the student's name. So I'm going to hit add to that. I'm going to come over here, and this time I want it to be white because I want everything else to be white. My sign is going to be purple and white. You can pick whatever colors you want. You can have gold with purple lettering, a white sign with purple, whatever you want. It's up to you. You can pick or choose any two colors you want. Mine are going to be purple and white because that's what I like. I'm going to drag my box over here like this. Now, one annoying thing you're going to see is sometimes when you go to grab your box, you might accidentally grab the background. If we go to the layer there and we hit this little lock, it keeps it from moving. That means we can edit these features how we want, and we don't have to worry about moving anything we have in place. So I'm going to put my box in the corner here. Remember, if you click on once, it'll let you stretch it. If you click on it a second time, you can rotate it around. So that looks pretty good to me. Next, I'm going to actually add my text. So I'm going to go up to Layer again, Add Layer. I'm going to call this Text. And I'm going to come over here and just write North Royalton High School. This one is going to be white, so I'm going to click white there. And I want to change the font. So I'm going to go up to Text, Text and Font, and it'll bring this up here. I'm just going to pick something random. This one, you can pick anything. You can be as curly and fancy if you want. You also, I believe, can install fonts on your Chromebook, so you can install your own font. We're going to click OK there and exit out of there. I'm just going to stretch this one over here like this. Now I need something that says congratulations seniors or go seniors. I'm just going to write go seniors. I want to keep all of my fonts pretty same here. So if you can see, the font for this one is this. I'm not even going to try that one. But the nice part is I can just double click and it'll be one of the first ones on top here. And don't forget to change your color, because again, we only get 2 colors. Let's put my senior part, let's make it a little smaller here. Put it down here. Maybe I want to put 2020. We'll keep this a different font. Let's say I want this a little crooked. Put it down there like that. Maybe we want a quote in here. What a crazy year it was. And wasn't it ever, kids? Again, we want this to be the same font. We don't want too many fonts in here because that gets a little crazy. And we want it to be white. Say we stretch it out down here. Or let's say we want to move all of this up here. And then we can put my crazy quote down there. Either way, all you're essentially going to be doing is adding text, a box if you would like, and kind of rotating stuff around. Do not worry about any images. This Inkscape really isn't good at copying and pasting DXF files in, so you're going to be limited to just text. What you put there, again, you need to identify the city you live in, something about Go Seniors or Congratulations Seniors or whatever, the year, and that's pretty much it. If you want your own box to write the student's name in, you can. If you want a quote, you can. I'm going to leave this up to you. This year is very unprecedented, so I'm really going to open it up to your creativity. Whatever you think of, I'm sure is going to be amazing. Probably wondering the final question, how do I turn this in? Well, what we're going to do is you're going to export the image and then email it to me. You're going to go to File, Export PNG Image. You are going to find a location or file location that you want. And I'm going to hit Save. That does not save your image though. You still have to export it. Click Export. As you can see, as soon as it saves, if you simply just hit Download, it'll open up your image. And then just send that to me. That's it, kids. Just one note, if your file location does not open up immediately, if you go back up to the same spot that you used to open Inkscape, click on it. And if you go to File Manager, that'll bring up any work that you did in Inkscape. So again, if it doesn't come up, click the Inkscape, File Manager, and that will lead you to your file location. And that, kids, is creating the senior sign. Remember, it needs to say North Royalton, Congratulations Seniors, not graduates, class of 2020. Anything else is up to you. Good luck, kids. I cannot wait to see what you design.